Show. It was pretty awesome. Huh? So thanks for being here early. My name is Sharon. I'm Scio and co-founder of Consumer Physics, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a glimpse into the future of what material sensing can do, both for consumer applications and also for the enterprise. So just shortly about the company, we've been around for almost 7 years. A team of multidisciplinary engineers and scientists and marketers. A lot of awards on the product, which I'll describe in a second. And we have engagements with multiple Fortune 500 companies. Our underlying premise is taking near-infrared spectroscopy, which is the ability to analyze materials in real time from the lab actually to the hands of each and every one of us. In essence, very similar to the way computing moved from large laboratories, academic institutions to the PC, and as we all know, into our pocket. This is basically, as you probably know, is more powerful than a Cray 1 export-controlled supercomputer from 1987, right? And that's the iPhone 6. The iPhone 7s are even more. So our entire premise is democratizing material sensing, bringing it out to consumers and to the endpoints of the supply chain. How do we do it? We're going to show you a few videos throughout this show to kind of put you in the framework. So first video is this. Sorry.
The technology at our fingertips can help us do amazing things. It can help us navigate the world, know which restaurant to book tonight, or know what song is playing on the radio. But when it comes to the actual stuff around us, if you're not sure or just don't know, well, you're on your own. Scio is the first molecular sensor that fits in the palm of your hand. It scans the molecular fingerprint of an object and provides relevant instant information about its chemical makeup. You can use it to log the chemical fingerprint, record it, then share it with your friends. Imagine if there was a way to know which watermelon is sweeter. When is that avocado going to ripen? How many calories, carbs, or proteins are in that shake? How your plants are doing? What's in those pills you were taking? Imagine if there was a way to know the chemical makeup of everything you come in contact with. The applications are endless. Scio uses a tiny optical sensor called a spectrometer, which absorbs light reflected back from an object and breaks it down into a spectrum. The spectrum is then sent to our cloud for analysis, and our algorithm sends back the result to your phone in real time. Spectrometers are used today in labs around the world, but they are too large and expensive for everyday use. Scio is a tiny spectrometer that can be mass-produced at low cost. What's exciting about Scio is that it empowers us all to explore new frontiers right under our noses. You don't have to be a scientist, you just have to follow your curiosity. And every time you scan, you're helping to build the world's first database of matter. That has tremendous implications for research, for medicine, for education, for our food system, and for our environment. You can also get our development kit and build applications of your own. Join the journey. Get your own Scio. Explore more.
So how cool is that? So this is kind of an aspirational video. Since this came to the front, we've actually shipped tens of thousands of these, won multiple awards. We've actually shipped thousands of developer kits, and you can look us up online, both in traditional media and also user-generated. If you want to look at some interesting use cases, this is what they are today. All right. cases that we actually have developed for now are actually checking food in real time for its nutritional content. You can actually take this to the supermarket. You can track your body fat. So we have people tracking their body fat, checking pills if they're the right ones or the fake ones. For elderly people, you can go to the produce, the farmer's market, know exactly which one you're buying and the quality. And there's actually a STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math application to this. So we actually have schools using this across the world for teaching STEM curriculum. So as you can understand, this is an ultra-portable, connected microspectrometer, always available, very affordable. The analysis is done in real time. We're gonna hopefully have some time to do a demo, and it's all mobile operated. So we have a very easy onboarding process. People have told us that it literally took them less than 60 seconds to get the idea on how to operate this. You can get the results on your phone in less than 10 seconds usually, depending on the internet connectivity, and you can actually get the history of your results. So there's also a method for you to track history. And it's always there. So in the past, what people have to do and what they're doing today is actually taking samples from laboratories, from the field, and sending them to laboratories. So you need somebody to actually collect the sample, then you take it to a tech with a large spectrometer. He or she works the spectrometer and sends you the results. Usually it's on a piece of paper, sometimes it's via mobile apps, usually it's through Excel. We have everything connected to the cloud, so what you see here is a full-blown cloud-connected spectroscopy system. The device itself is connected via Bluetooth to the phone. The phone itself connects to databases and algorithms in the cloud, and the cloud itself can actually connect via an API to third-party systems. Now what I showed you before is these kind of more consumer use cases. We actually have enterprise use cases. And the first one, if we take it from the human nutrition part of the business, what we eat, there's actually the entire world of animal nutrition. The first company to actually launch this into the market is the world's largest privately held agricultural business. It's called Cargill. And what they've launched into the market is actually helping farmers optimize the feed. So I don't know how many folks know, but the fact that we eat animal protein, actually 80% of the arable land in the world is used to feed these animals. So optimizing the feed can actually have a huge impact. So let's see what Scio can do for these farmers. Measuring the feed in real time, and one of the principal components of feed is what is called the dry matter. So people actually optimize the ratio of milk dairy farms according to the dry matter of the specific feed. So if you can imagine, during the spring they actually harvest corn, soy, alfalfa, put it inside these huge silos, and then the cows eat them every day. And if you're a large milk operator, dairy farm operator, you actually need to measure this every day because you go through tens of thousands of pounds of feed a day. So each cow eats about 20 pounds of feed a day. You own 1,000 cows. That's 20 tons of food that you need to give them every day. So that actually optimizing that either for losses or for milk quality is actually pretty important. So that's one enterprise use case, and we'll dive deeper into it, how you could probably integrate this into the Salesforce cloud. And if you can help me just show the next one. The next one is actually, The next one is actually a use case. This is Australian TV that they took it to a retailer and saw what happens when you can actually measure the quality of produce inside a retail environment. We have a sound.
Any kind of knowledge back into everyday people's hands.
For produce, there are endless choices, but this device claims it can make your decision easier. the Scio giving fruit and vegetables a rating after a quick scan.
Anything that puts the power of any kind of knowledge back into everyday people's hands, everyday consumers' hands, is fantastic.
The pocket-sized scanner sends information to your smartphone, analysing foods and claiming to determine their chemical makeup. It claims to work out the fat and protein content from meat and cheese. Another version has been shrunk to fit into a smartphone.
But it's going to be like the revolution of Instagram, taking photos of your food. Everyone will be sitting in restaurants going, food coming out and going, that's good.
9 News conducted a small random selection from major supermarket retailers in 3 suburbs. In our test, the device suggests Harris Farm recorded the best results. When it comes to strawberries, Aldi received the top mark, while Coles and Woolworths tied in 3rd place. Harris Farm recorded the highest score for tomatoes. Aldi and Woolworths received an average rating. And when it comes to apples, Harris Farm led the pack, while Aldi, Woolworths and Coles achieved
station
an
actually
average
took
result.
around retailers in Australia to check the quality of different retailers in real time. And you can imagine what would happen if each and every one of us has it, or if the retailers actually use it in real time to get visibility to their supply chain.
It's now being used on fresh produce. This device has the potential in the future to test for food allergens such as peanuts and eggs, and also used by those with a gluten intolerance. But at a cost of $299 US, it's still a big investment. Vicky Jardine, 9 News.
Okay, so can we move to the, let's turn this off.
A second predator alert.
So, thank you. So, we can't do allergies yet, and this is far into the future. We actually, the sensitivity of the current generation of technology cannot do this. So, no allergies and no gluten yet, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So, what I just showed you are use cases that can actually be deployed in the enterprise. And wouldn't you know it, since we're in Dreamforce, there's actually a very simple, straightforward integration into the IoT cloud. So this is an example of a chemical plant or a feed analyzer. You do the analysis, it gives you a bad, good result, and opens immediately a case in Salesforce. And how does it look like? So this is, for example, readings of a farm, just the feed and the farm, and it gives you results. And if you can see, there's actually several parts where the feed is not that good. You can actually see those kind of little bumps in there. Well, guess what? If you are able to use Einstein to pick up on those results, you can actually send immediately your agronomist to the right farm to actually go and test their feed. Imagine you're selling specialty chemicals to farmers, you're selling specialty feed, they're your customers. You want to know, who am I going to call on this week? You immediately integrate these results from the IoT cloud, apply the Einstein AI engine on it, and you can actually integrate it straight into your mobile apps of your reps. So it's a whole new way to actually communicate with your customers using these little devices. This is what it looks like in the Salesforce IoT Explorer. Again, very simple integration. It's readily available. And you can actually create your dashboards on Salesforce. We have some of our own dashboards and customized to your needs. So before I let you go, I'll just show you one last glimpse into the future. So what you saw is a device that looks like this. The future is actually a sensor that looks like this, which is so small you can't even look at it. And this is where it will go.
Remember how exciting a new phone used to be? Sure, smartphones keep getting better, but better isn't good enough. We want a phone with the power to change the way we live. Introducing the Changhong H2, the only phone with a material sensor that can scan and analyze physical objects. The H2's material sensor absorbs light reflected back from an object, breaks it down into a spectrum, and analyzes it to determine its chemical makeup. Every object has a unique molecular fingerprint. The H2 is the only phone that can read it. It brings the power of laboratory science to the everyday, revealing a world of information never accessible before, from the sweetness of a fruit off the shelf to biometrics from your biceps. The H2 gives us the ability to discover more. Now your phone can verify a product's authenticity and warn you if something's not right. It's a brand new way to experience the world and all the sweetness it has to offer. Imagine a future where a phone can scan your skin or bring the real world into a virtual game. With a high-density polymer battery, fingerprint sensor, 6-inch full HD display, all-metal aircraft-grade aluminum frame, 16-megapixel autofocus camera, and a Scio molecular sensor. The H2 gives us a reason to be excited again.
So this is the future. We actually announced this earlier this year. It'll be available next year. And you can actually go online and see some hands-on demos that we've done with the prototypes. And this is basically it. Together with these new sensors, the IoT Cloud and Salesforce, you can actually create a whole new level of interaction with your customers. Now, we're almost out of time. We're out of time. Does anybody want to see an actual live demo? Yeah. Yes? No? Should I leave the stage? Raise your hands. You want to see a demo? Can we have a demo? MC? Yes. Okay, we have time for one more demo. So, I already have loaded up on my phone the Scio app, which you can download. We've connected to Scio right now, and as you can tell, we've got a bunch of materials that you can actually analyze in real time. And I went through Safeway this morning, got some apples, tomato, and some cheese. And what we're going to do now is, by show of hands, see who can tell which apple is sweeter. Who thinks the green apple is sweeter? Sweetest. The middle kind of red, golden one. Okay. Some of us are not awake. Who thinks the red one is the sweetest? So we're going to test this in real time. So we spoke before. The way you do this is you bring it close, you touch it, you see the light, you touch it, you press and release. So if you can look at them. So I'm going to hold your hand just so you can kind of sense. So bring it very close, touch, and then press and release. Press and release. Press and release. Again. So that's the entire scan time. What happened now, we took the spectrum, it's sending it to our cloud for analysis, and we'll see what are the results. So this is a kind of so-so apple. Brix is the professional measurement of sweetness of apples, fruits, and vegetables. You want to try this one on your own? So you touch, press and release. And as you can tell, within less than 20 seconds, actually, Dario knows how to operate the device. So this is actually a little bit better, and we'll do the last one.
The green one.
That's it. Yeah, so this one is the winner for today in the Safeway down the street. I know we're out of time, so we won't do the cheese. Thank you everybody for your attention. Have a great rest of the week.
Where should I go to find out? And you can see here that not only is it getting answers on Got me a camera.
You're on candid camera.
Marketing automation.
You're taking notes on us.
Oh no.
Do you have any like technical questions on like?
So you just show up.
No, it's cool. Actually, like, if you're a college student, I think, oh man.
Oh yeah, there was a free guy who talked earlier.
Anytime that you're filling out the information, it'll populate back to the